Welcome to the Hypto cryptocurrency review. And remember, this is not advice. It's a look at cryptocurrencies which have unusual risks and unusually high risks. Due to the nature of my license, I'm wondering whether I should actually just put up the type of trades that I'm considering or that I've put on, and then just putting a table on. I'm thinking about this over the weekend. Now, how are we all? What's happening? Because I'm getting more and more excited in this crypto area because these things move, they make money, and they seem to be really a lot easier to trade than anything that I've thought of and be involved with, and with most amazing amount of return. And the more negative responses I hear from investment bankers or people who know owners of banks, the more I realize they are just jealous and really don't know what's going on. Last night I was talking to a sophisticated investor who's a PhD member who is interested in the crypto space and investing in it. And I was saying to him, I think this goes towards 9,000 the way that it's performing. The charts really work in this environment. G'day, KDH. And Kevin has given the correct word. He says, open quotes, bankers are only one letter away from their true self. It needs a W at the start and remove the B. Question mark. Close quote. Most investment bankers are just simply sophisticated salesmen with really nice suits, new line. If they couldn't be investment bankers, they would probably be real estate agents. Bitcoin, new line. You might remember there was a big crash of some 20 to 30% in Bitcoin last week that finished on Monday, new line. You might remember I said buy it, new line. You might not remember that the highest close that this Bitcoin ever had was 74.50, new line. Currently it's trading at 77.20 and has got close to retesting the old top based on this exchange at 78.88. This exchange is Bitstamp. Now there is a big variation in what each exchange gives, new line. The high last night was 78.30 and Bitcoin keeps on keeping on, new line. At the moment, I think that it may be shy and probably come back down to about 7,500 to see if it's still worthwhile buying, maybe 74.50, new line. But there will be aggressive buying above 7,900 and certainly above 8,000, new line. Crossing through there is awesome, new line. At the moment, if you are long, you'll have seen a lot of smiles on people's faces. You can have a stop loss at 6,900, new line. If you feel like taking some profit, I certainly don't object to that normally, new line. But if you feel like taking some profit, you would have to think carefully about where to put it, new line. Because every time Bitcoin falls, Bitcoin goes up very quickly afterwards and retraces everything and gets more going, new line. Now, would it be Ethereum, question mark? Ethereum, ETH, USD, new line. We can see it pulling back. Now, I did think that Ethereum was going to go up, and I bought some back over here as it crossed through $300, new line. Now, it came back just to annoy me, and then it started up again, but it ain't no Bitcoin, new line. This has an unlimited money supply, and it really doesn't have the balls to do what Bitcoin is doing, new line. We are seeing a correction. So if you wanted to buy this, you could do so pretty well now with the stop loss below $318, or when it breaks through $336. Don't expect a lot, maybe $306, maybe $420, but don't expect as much as Bitcoin, new line. Litecoin, LTC, USD, new line. Litecoin has also suffered from a lack of real momentum to the upside. It might be good on a close above 66. It's still drifting up, but I'd suggest a stop loss below $60 at the moment. Needs another kick in the bum, new line. EOS, new line. Kevin is saying that Ether hasn't got the same feel in the trading patterns either, I have found. And that's really true, new line. EOS USD. Now, you may have noticed I'm pretty excited about this, and I've become more excited as we've gone along. I have not bought any of this, which is annoying, and it's probably a guarantee it will be going well higher. Hunt's law of missing out. So at the moment, you could be looking towards certainly $2, and more importantly, $2.91. Stop loss at the moment, if long, should be $1.24, new line. This is a good chart with great volume. So you probably think of it being in close your eyes and buy mode, new line. And if you want to be in, have a stop loss at 1.35 as a tighter stop loss, new line. Ripple, XRP USD, new line. Now, I bought some of this yesterday at 20 something or other, probably 20.9. And I thought it might go to 28, which it already did, new line. So while I'm feeling good that it's now trading at 23 cents or close to 24 cents, I'm not feeling good that it's already run up to 28 cents and then come back, new line. So at the moment, this one needs a stop loss at probably 21.5 cents if you were like me and bought it around that 20 cents area. It's nice to see good volume, but we need to see buyers come in, and they will probably come in around about 22.5 cents, new line. So Ripple, while it's got some severe limitations, and I just heard this morning it's got some technical limitations because you cannot mine Ripple, and also there's some flaws in its setup, new line. But the news in Ripple, the why it jumped is because American Express and Santander Bank, which is a Spanish bank, are now using Ripple to make payments across the Atlantic that takes a few minutes rather than 3 days using the old banking system. So that's why the spike happened. And I would have preferred if it had not done that big spike right now. I would have liked to have seen it gone further, new line. Gone less and taken more time, new line. Dash. VSH USD. We can see this has been moving sideways after a very exciting time. There's a little bit of depression in this sideways movement because it's down the bottom end of the range and it's not getting away from itself. So a further break below 406 would see it probably come back to 330. Sorry, 380. And if it gets ugly, then back down to 330. XMR USD Monero. Like Dash, this has moved across to the side. Unlike Dash, it's probably a bit better in that it's holding in the middle part of the pattern rather than the bottom part of the pattern. Buy another break above $125 with a stop loss below $118. If you're okay and long at the moment, have your stop loss at $115, new line. NEO, NEO USD. This is boring as batshit, but it probably is forming a very long base. So the trigger point for being interested in this would be a close above $32.05, new line. Now, don't ask me what day and what time these currencies close at, because they trade 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, new line. But I think it's somewhere around about New York time, new line. IOTA USD, new line. This has been extremely good. Look at the volume. So we are probably looking towards $1 or $1.20 in this behavior, new line. Currently, if you're long, have a stop loss below 75 cents, new line. ZEC. Zcash. Now, this has done some wild and woolly things in this range here, but volume is good at the moment. It's done a bit of excitement and probably comes back down to about $280 for a bit of a buying session with a stop loss below 260. What's the code on that, Jen? Doesn't matter. Okay, got it. Stratus. It's all right. I've been able to get that code. Okay, I just put it in. If I mistype it, I probably wouldn't have got it, but it comes up with it pretty good. Now, Stratus has had good volume coming out, and it's fallen back into the base, and so it's buy worthy with a stop loss below $3.04. You would hope for as high as $5.20, but first off, expect $4.20, new line. Volume has been nice on the decline despite a big range, new line. And I'm pleased to see Ripple going up about 1 cent or 15% so far. So maybe it's come back and done the base. So Ripple might be the one to get into now. And now you can see why I'm so interested in this, because these things really move, and they move well, and they're fairly nice to play in, as long as you are aware that this is play money, not your whole investment wealth. Last night I had somebody saying that they were worried about investing in Bitcoin. The people had about $10 million worth of wealth, and they were worried about $5,000 or $10,000. saying they might be scammed because Bitcoin was a scam. And I was thinking, relative to your wealth, you probably would spend $5,000 or $10,000 on a couple of days holiday rather than something that goes up and you can get a return on by holding. And when you think of it, always think in terms of percentages, because at the moment we have to do that because there's massive amounts of money being made and or lost in Bitcoin. ECH USD, new line, Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash was the scene of the crime recently, where the Bitcoin Cash boys, Bitcoin Jesus, they call him, Roger Ver something or other, tried to squeeze this higher with the help of a Chinese miner. Obviously, the market has crushed them and they are now in trouble, and Bitcoin has gone higher, and Bitcoin Cash is just a small speck on the horizon of Bitcoin land now. Bitcoin Gold, new line. Bitcoin Gold was given away free to everybody who owned Bitcoin Cash in an exchange or a wallet. On a particular day, I think it was the 24th of October or something like that. And as a result, when it got to be freely traded, which was last weekend, it got pushed up and then brought down. It's now back into where it is reasonable value, and we can see that it has been correcting, new line. So if you're interested in some highly speculative Bitcoin related products, you might wait till it crosses $200, and then you should see towards $240, $260, and probably $320. Okay, let's go have a look at the next one.